Good morning. I'm Olivia. Welcome to my SilverSneakers Flex Chair Yoga class. Let's begin sitting against the back of the chair. Marty, do you have room to come back into downward facing dog there? If you don't, why don't you scoot over? You'll make adjustments. Okay, great. All right. Against the back of the chair, please. Settle in, let the spine rest against the chair. All right. Let the backside rest against the chair and let it carry your weight. Close your eyes. I love when there's lots of activity and chatter in the beginning, because then we come to stillness and you really feel that shift in the energy. It's almost like it just sort of calms down over everything. Come to your breath. Feel all the way to the base of the lungs, so you feel that belly move out. Nice deep breath in, open the mouth, exhale. And let's travel out to the edge of the seat. Coming into seated mountain pose. So my feet are right underneath my knees. My sit bones are at the edge of the chair. All right, maybe move the fleshy part of the seat out of the way a little bit. Yank it on back. And then let's see if we can find the tip of the sit bone. So what I want you to do is scoop in the belly, roll back towards the tailbone. Come up to the tip of the sit bones and continue to tip the pelvis forward a little bit. So roll to the front side. So my body is just going to be upright. I'm not hinging at the hips here, really. And just a little roll forward, tall spine when you do that. And again, scoop in the belly, tall spine, hinge forward. All right, and now let's roll around the sit bones. Oftentimes I say the ribs, but today I'm talking sit bones, all right? So you feel yourself get heavy on one and get heavy on the other. Remember we took that seated half moon pose the other day, huh? Maybe we'll do it again. All right, so now find the very tip of the sit bones. Lift up through the pelvic floor, pull the navel in towards your spine. Lift the heart maybe a half an inch. And then let the collarbones broaden. And feet right underneath the knees right there. I'm going to release my hands down and let the elbows draw inward towards my waistline. So just imagine you were standing doing this. You're as tall as you can possibly be. Shoulders are stretching to the side walls. Go and close your eyes again. Put that little tuck in your chin and breathe. And then tipping the head over, drop the chin down towards your chest, come over to the other side, and then lift back up. Let's avoid that backward motion. And then again, the other side. Head down, chin down, ear down, and right back up. Oh my goodness, this feels so good to me. And this is why I took off Monday from circuit class, because this is what I need now. And again. And right back up. All right, so look over the right shoulder. But what I want you to do is take that left arm out to the left and reach to the left, maybe back as you look over the shoulder. And then we're going to go the other way. Same thing. Look over the right shoulder, but reach that, left shoulder, but reach that right arm back. To the side, maybe back. You decide how deep you want to take that. And back to the front. All right, shoulder rolls around. And let this get as big as you are comfortable. All right. The idea is to stretch in the chest and work the back. All right. One more time. All right, we're going to hold these elbows up here, press them back, and then cross them in front. tuck the chin. Same thing again, back, 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 back. And cross in front, stretch. Again, one more time. And stretch. Now hands are crossed in the front, lift them over the head, and let's just float them back down. We do the same thing again, cross them in front, lift them up, 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 and lower them down. So as high as you are comfortable doing that. You can cross the other arm in front. If you need to support one of those arms that doesn't want to go up by itself, you decide. But up, up, up as far as you are comfortable. We all have a little different range of motion. Here's the last one. We're going to leave the arms out to the side and hinge at the hip. So think about those sit bones again. You want to glue both of them to the chair. If you need hands here or on the hip, that's okay. But be sure you're pressing each sit bone into the chair as you tip the opposite way. And again. One more time. All right, drop that right arm down as you come up nice and tall. Okay, from here, I'm going to rotate in the spine. Wash the walls. So keep turning the palm towards that left wall. I'm going to take my gaze with it as much as you're comfortable doing. And one more time. Nobody's holding their breath, right? Bring it right in front. And then head over, heart over pelvis here. So we want to do this. So come back, head over, heart over pelvis. Wiggle your fingers and toss it around. And up comes the other arm. Same thing. I'm going to add this rotation in your spine. All the way up to the cervical vertebrae. If you can, turn the chin as well. Again. And one more time. All right, we come right back to the front. Reach it in front. Head over, heart over pelvis. Let the fingers reach away from the shoulder. Lovely. Pressing both arms back. Both elbows back. See if we can keep them up by the shoulder. I'm just going to bring the hands over and open back. And bring the elbow open, open again. So a little rotation in the spine. Follow it with your gaze if you can. And back. Belly is pulled in. And back. And again. And back. Reach to the ceiling. And forward fold. I'm going to hinge at the hip. So I have this nice straight back. Put the sit bones on the chair. So watch you haven't rolled forward. Put the sit bones on the chair and hands alongside of the legs right there. Bringing the heart forward. Like I said, something you didn't want to miss it. All right. And then release down. Hands on the thigh muscles. Scoop in the belly. Roll the spine back up. Tall. Let's do that again. Deep breath. Exhale. We're going to hinge at the hips. So I have this nice straight back. Hands wherever they land, they land. Bring the heart forward. Release back down. And reverse swan dive. I'm going to take my hands off of my thighs that time. All the way up. All right. Let's bring that right knee up. And just let her flop down to the ground. All right. All right. It's like you're kind of waking up your feet here. Oh, that's a lot of, that's a noise. And again. All right, let's hold this one up here. Circle in the ankle first. All right. And then wiggle your toes. All right. Out with a flat foot, come right back in, drop that toe down towards the earth. And then again. Now, if you need to hold the leg to do that, that's okay. If you want to try opening, and then closing. You can even tuck the chin in. It's up to you. And again. 2 more. And last one. Let's hold that out there. You can need to drop a little bit. That's okay. Now watch here. Nice and tall. Repulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it back down. Slide it in. Walk it out to the side. And using your hand, hold that knee right over the ankle. All right, nice and tall. And then let's turn shoulders, heart, the other way. Holding that knee there. It's going to want to buckle in on you. Hold it there. And breathe. All right, come on back to the front. We take the other side, lifting up. A little circle in the ankle. And just sit nice and tall here. And then wiggle your toes. Okay, out, right back in. Drop that toe down. So we get a nice stretch in the front of the foot. Again, if you can do this without any hands, just try it. And tuck the chin. Again. And tuck the chin. Is that me ringing?
No.
Okay. And tuck. exhausted? No, it's okay. I learned my lesson. Right. What did I do next? Did I take it out to the side? Is that what I did?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Back to this again. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nice strong quadricep muscles. And now we'll take it out to the side. And let's sit it right there. So knee is going to look and be sure it is. And get it out there as far as you're comfortable. Can still hold that knee there. Come back to the front. And then we're going to rotate in the spine, looking over that right shoulder. I begin to feel this in through my torso here as well now. Breathe. All right, come on back to the front. Now my favorite one, and I sure need it today. And around, and hope you do too. Just do pay attention to your breathing, because I think it's easy to start to hold your breath. Yeah, don't do that. Keep it nice and smooth. And then maybe try and go the other direction. See how that feels. I love to do this with my eyes closed, because it's like I feel my brain just kind of moving around in my head. Weird, huh? All right. And back to the center, all the way up. We take a deep breath in. We'll take one more forward fold right here. So keeping that back straight, put that tailbone right there back onto the sit bones. Sit bones right back onto the chair. Hollow your belly here. I'm going to come into chair pose. Reach one arm forward, and then the other. Everybody drop your shoulders away from your ears. And now into powerful pose. Again, put those sit bones back on the chair, and you should feel that low back open in this position. All right. Circle sweep the arms. We rise right back up here. And now hands to the heart. We're going to rise up, feet underneath you. Exhale, we stand up. Here we go. Reaching up. One arm slides down that leg. Ooh. Come right back up. And take the other arm, slide it right down that leg. And up. We're going to forward fold. Slide the hands up by the crease of the hip here, squeezing in the shoulder blades. And then we're going to circle sweep, stand right back up. Let's do this one more time. We'll take the reach out to the side. I'm going to do it here so we can, so you can see what I'm doing. Those of you that are tough when I get behind the chair. Forward fold. Okay, so halfway rise, slide the hands towards the crease of the hip, squeeze the shoulder blades. It's like you're looking at a little puppy right there in front of you. Now, I'm going to slide down towards my knees and bend my knees. Right arm out to the side. You want to take it higher? Lifting. Stay in this hinge position if that's comfortable for you. Right back down. We'll take the other side out to the side, and then reaching to the ceiling, staying hinged, all the way down, reverse swan dive all the way back up. All right, we'll do that again later as well. Circle the hands down. Okay, drink of water. Come on around to the back. Alrighty. Okay, downward facing dog. Stepping the feet back. Let's see if we can take the legs chair width apart here first, all right? And then I like to spread my fingers out. Gives my hands a good stretch as well. If you need to grip the chair, that's okay. And then lowering the heart towards the earth. Bend the knees. Hollow your belly. Turn the tailbone to the back wall. Breathe to the back ribs. Straightening your arms if that's accessible. All right, I'm going to walk my right foot out to the right just a little bit. I'm going to take my right hand on top of the left. Push the hips to the back right corner of your imaginary box. Deep breath. Now in this position, tuck the tailbone a little round in the upper back. And then release back, turn the tailbone to the back wall. Let's walk that one in, and we'll walk the left one out. And then take the left hand on top of the right. All right, same thing here. Round that round your back a little bit. So tuck the tailbone underneath you just a wee bit to feel a little different stretch, and then release back to that flat back. Walk that foot back in. Take the gaze over the chair. So I'm going to push into the heel of my hand, little baby cobra. While you're here, creep into the chair and let the elbows come right next to your rib cage. Yeah, it's just like little baby cobra. Perfect. Push all the way up. Shake out. Okay. We're going to come around to the side of the chair and take some cat and cow there today. So I'm on the right side of the chair. My hands are on the chair. It's like you're going to pick it up. Okay, don't pick it up. Or you can take fists here if that feels better to you. And just in this position, my feet are right underneath my hips, so I'm not leaning into this just yet. And then I'm going to bring the heart forward. Exhale, start in the tailbone, round the spine. And again, pass through that flat back and bring the heart forward. Exhale, scoop the belly, tuck the tailbone, look right back towards the thigh muscles. Again. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. All right, let's slide that right foot back, keeping the heel lifted up here, and bring the heart forward. So stretch it back as far as you are comfortable here. You may stay here if you'd like. I'm going to try a little plank position, all right? So that means I'm going to slide the other leg out, fire on my core muscles, bring the heart forward so I'm not looking down at the chair. Bring the heart forward, deep breath. Bring one foot in, slide the other one in, and reverse swan dive all the way back up. Deep breath in and down. And just kind of to be even, let's go do that on the other side. And I say that because as you see these chairs are tipped, it may affect the way that is. I'm not sure, but we'll just try here too. Okay, so this nice position, so my feet are right underneath my hips here. I'm not back, keep them right under the hips. Bring the heart forward. And then slide the foot that's closest to me out first. Grab the ground with the toe. And then if this might be part of your practice, we're going to slide the other foot out. The key to this is shoulders are right over your hands. All right? Yep, so take the weight forward. Yes, perfect. I love it. Deep breath in. Exhale, step one foot in, the other foot, reverse swan dive all the way back out. You got it. You got that. That was perfect. Because we tend to do this. See, I was back and I said, come forward, and everybody, and you went forward. So perfect plank position. All right, shake out. Enough. We got good, strong core muscles now, right? And strong shoulders. All right, so from mountain pose behind the chair, my heels are underneath my sit bones. As I turn the tailbone towards the earth, the knees will soften ever so slightly. Yeah, so we never want to lock a joint, so they're going to soften just ever so slightly. Nice. Lift the pelvic floor, belly in, chest lifted. Ooh, little tuck in the chin so the crown of the head gets as long as it can possibly be. Lift up on the right heel. Still mountain pose, right? Still mountain pose. See if you can come to the toe. And we're going to shoot that foot back just a little bit. Toe ball heel, drop it down. So coming into pyramid pose. Lovely. Hands at the heart. I'm going to reach forward. And I'm going to peel my left hand back. You can drop that right hand to the chair if you need it. Peel it all the way back. Nice. Try not to look to me. That right hand comes over the chair. The left hand is reaching to the left wall or back. See if your gaze will follow that hand back there. All right, circle sweep that arm. Roll up onto the ball of the foot in the back. Lovely. Sit back, lift that toe. Roll up. Lift the heel. Roll back and keep that chair handy if you need it because it's definitely balance. And back because we're moving nice and slow. All right, step that back foot in. Upward salute. Take the gaze up like you're trying to put something in the top shelf. And release back down, lift up on that left heel. Maybe move to the toe. And just step back, just like you're taking a walking step. So you've got all parts of your feet on the ground there. And off of the tightrope. Okay, hands to the heart. Exhale, press them forward, tuck the chin. And then I'm going to draw that hand back to the right wall. Maybe further back, but this left hand is reaching to me over the chair. And look to the right wall. Try not to look to me. Breathe. Yes. Breathe. Drop that hand down. We're going to circle sweep. Lift up on the foot. Sit back. Lift the toe. All right. So move slowly with intention. Keep one hand on the chair if you need it. And back. Again. Nice. All right. This time we're going to circle sweep. Both feet together. Upward salute. Reach to the ceiling. And then we'll come into downward facing dog. So hands on the chair. Come back. And breathe. Any movement you need now. Sometimes I like to bend one knee and press the other sit bone back. And then I switch, bend the other knee and press that sit bone back. All right. Gazing over the chair, step the right foot in. Excuse me, step back on the left. Rise up into warrior one. I guess I need a drink. And so arms up. You've got this great big beach ball here you're holding. Nice. And then take this little baby arc over to one side. And fire on those core muscles because we're going to go the other way now. Lovely. Cross your thumbs here. Pull them apart and bring the hands over your face. Drop the shoulders down. You need one hand on the chair. Get it there. It's okay. Pulling them apart. Drop the shoulders. Really feel that shoulder girth work here. We're going to release. Hinge at the hip. Come in this long line. Crown of the head to the heel. And then I'm going to bring my left hand. My goodness. Left hand on the chair. And circle sweep that right arm up. My heel is down in the back. Gives you good grounding. Try not to look to me. Try not to look back to me. When I need to look to the right wall. Think about the long line from the crown of the head to the heel there. And then hand can come on your hip too. That's just fine. Cross it over. Rest your forehead right there on your hands. That should feel good. We call this sort of crocodile pose. All right. Step that back foot in. Step the other leg out. And again, we come into warrior one. Drop your shoulders, everyone. Connect the ribs to the hips. Make sure that back leg is really working here because we're going to take this hinge, so I need you to be nice and strong here. Arcing over. Pass through. Other way. Pass through. Lovely. We're going to hinge at the hip. I don't know if I did that or not. I guess I did, yeah. You have this imaginary ball in your hand here. I want you to slide it down towards the heel and feel how that pulls the shoulder blades away from the ears. Oh, I know what we didn't do. We're going to come back and do it again. We're going to take the thumbs together. You're going to squeeze them together and lift them up. It's going to want to pull the shoulders up. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. And then try to pull them apart there and press the elbows back. Nice, nice, nice. All right. All the way back. Now here we are. We're going to hinge at the hip. Right hand on the chair. Left hand's going to swing out to the side and up. You got it. You got it. Perfect. Deep breath. All right. Both hands on the chair. Let's go back to downward facing dog. So push on back. Tailbone to the back. Soften the knees. In fact, let's do this. Be sure your feet are about sheer width apart here. Maybe wider if that's comfortable. And maybe a little step up ever so slightly in. We're going to deepen this bend in our knees now. So whatever is comfortable for you, you have got that tailbone turned to the back wall and deepen the bend. Amazing stretch in the shoulders. You decide what you need here. And then slowly straighten them out. Take a deep breath in. And we'll do it again. Scoop in that belly, deepen that bend in your knees as much as you are comfortable. And come right back up. All right, walk your feet together. Hands on the thigh muscles. Let's take that reverse swan dive. Forward fold. Halfway rise. Hands come to the crease of the hip. You're looking at the chair right there. And then we'll circle sweep all the way up. Upward salute, top shelf. And then circle down. Nice. Grab a drink of water. All right. I got that little frog out of my throat, I think, now. Okay. Stepping the feet wide. side standing mountain pose. So the only thing that's changed is the different distance in our feet here. A little soft bend in the knee because the tailbone draws to the ground. Pelvic floor is lifted, belly is in. Broad collarbones. Little tuck in the chin. All right, I'm going to sink into my right knee. Slide that hand over just a little bit. Look down towards the foot. And I'll be sure that baby toe edge is on the ground and the big toe mound is on the ground. Come right back up. We'll go the other way. So sink into that left knee. And looking down, use the chair anytime you need to. Put that baby toe edge down. Put that big toe mound down into the earth. All right, come right back up. And we're going to hinge at the hip. Now, if you need the chair for this, if you want hands on the hip, that's fine. Today I'm going to try it with arms out. So I'm going to lift up through the pelvic floor, fire on my core muscles, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lead with the heart. It's going to be a lot of work on the back here. My knees are soft. Please put a bend in them. And just arriving at the chair, holding here. All right, come right back up. Nice and slow. Give yourself a hug. Breathe deep. Okay, I think we did this in this class the other day. I'm going to bring this chair a little closer to your bod, okay? Because when we get down here, we're going to reach over and put the hand on the chair. So same thing here. Now, shoulder blades come together in the back. Bend the knees. Core muscles are fired on. And as you hinge, you want to keep the arms parallel to the earth. Holding on. I'm going to drop my left hand to the chair. Maybe the fingertips there. And if this is accessible, I'm going to lift the right arm to the ceiling. You can always take it to your hip, take it to your back pocket. You still get that good rotation in the spine. All right, drop that hand to the chair. The other arm goes out. And again, here, you can put the hand on the hip if you'd like, or reach to the ceiling. Beautiful. We did that stand. Turn the palm towards that left wall. It's like you're waving to somebody there. So nice. So nice. All right, hand back down. Get your hands on the back of the chair, and let's just lift up right here. Ooh, shake out. Good work. All right, so back, toes to the front first, and I'm going to turn that right toe to the right wall and sink into that knee. Put it right over the ankle. Check the baby toe edge, big toe. Press the feet into your shoes. So with intention, press the feet down. Opening the arms. Reach the fingers far from the heart. You're going to feel the arms tingle finally when you do that, when they reach as far as you can. Let's look over the two-piece fingers first, so turn in the head. And this time, let's take the gaze up just a little bit, and we'll drop our gaze to the two left fingers, or to the two fingers on the left hand, the two left fingers on the left hand. And then tuck the chin, come back looking over the two right fingers. Let's slide towards that wall like you're going to reach for something. Rest the hand, and we lift this arm up. Again, if it's not accessible, great. If you need to put it on the leg, or on the chair, that's okay too. A little la-di-da with your wrist up there. Yeah. And wiggle your fingers. Yeah, drop that hand to the crown of your head, right where you put your hat. And then lifting that elbow up. See if you can take your gaze up and get this amazing stretch in the chest here. Land right back into Warrior Two. How's the legs feeling? Give yourself a hug. And breathe like you're going to take your shirt off. Star pose. Toes to the front. Drop the shoulders. Splay the fingers out. Pull that tailbone down towards the ground. I tend to hyperextend my back here, so I always have to think about the tailbone going right to the ground. All right, we go the other way. Turn the toes. Sink into that knee. Put it right over the ankle. Left toe to the front, and we reach out. So we're going to look to the two-piece fingers on the left hand. Take the gaze up a little bit, and then look to that hand, and then tuck the chin and come back to the left hand. All right, press the fingers down into your shoes to the earth. Give those legs a squeeze, those thigh bones a squeeze. We're going to slide, rest that hand, reach to the ceiling, or hand on the chair if that feels better to you today. Lovely. Side angle. Circle in that wrist. Wiggle the fingers. Lovely. All right. Coming right back to warrior two. Notice that head over, heart over, pelvis now. All right. I'm not leaning into this anymore. Head over, heart over, pelvis. Give yourself a hug. Turn the toes to the front like you're going to take your shirt off. Up, around, and down. Downward facing dog. Step on back. And again, any movement you need now. I like to bend one knee and then the other knee. Sometimes I round the spine. Sometimes I look to the chair. Whatever feels good to you, get it, use it. All right, so from here, lift your heels. It means you're going to sink the knees a little bit deeper. And then straighten the legs, walk into the chair, just a little bit, halfway, walk in. So I'm up on my toes. Heels can come up as high as you're comfortable here. And we're going to come into chair pose. So I'm going to hinge at my hips, sink my knees a wee bit deeper. They are going to come in front of my toes a little bit now because the way the feet are. That's all I can say. All right, so in this position, turn that tailbone towards the ground, lift the heart. Maybe you can find balance. And I bet you'll surprise yourself. How about that? All right. So hands down, heels down. Shake your legs. Sometimes I like to do this, but this may work for you. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Yeah, that you can balance like that. I think it's pretty cool. You've lowered your center of gravity. That's the reason that works there. And now let's sort of work the back of the leg. So what I want you to do is extend that right foot out, touching the toe, and then just lift the toe. So in this position, sink the front knee till the toe touches the ground and rise up. It's not very far, but you're working the glute, the hamstring, and the back of the leg by holding it there. All right, so spinal stretch, spinal balance as we call in Pilates. Reaching this left hand forward. Maybe we can get it up by the face. And then stretch the fingers as far as you can from the heel or the toe. Doesn't matter to me. Lift that front body to the back body. I have a little micro bend in my supporting leg. From here, I'm going to go to airplane pose. So I'm going to try one arm out first. And then if you find balance, the other one. Touch the toe on the ground if you need it. It's okay. All right, bend that front knee till the toe comes on the ground, using the chair if you need to. High lunge. Reach up. Lovely. Drop your shoulders. Keeping that front knee bent, we're going to circle sweep, slide that back foot in, and right into chair pose. So my knees are bent. All right, to the ceiling. Lovely. And down. All right. How in the world did I get in that? That's right. Took me a minute. Okay, so I slid the left foot back. And, you know, we tend to go off when that happens. So I want you to think about keeping the weight right smack over the center of the chair. Flexing the foot, we're going to lift the toe and hold it there. Yeah. And then sink into that supporting leg, tap the toe, and lift. Squeezing that glute, hamstring in the back of the leg. Sink into the knee, tap, and lift. One more time, and lift. And now we're going to hold this here. Extend that right arm to me, and see if we can get this up by the face. Whatever is comfortable, you're going to lift that front body to the back body here, and then stretch, finger far from the heel or the toe, depending on what you've got going on in the back. And then airplane, out to the side. And if you find balance, drop the toe to the ground. It's okay. Front body is lifting. All right. Sink into that front knee. Let that toe come to the ground. Using the chair is fine. High lunge. High. High. Find balance here. Let's stay here until everybody finds some balance. Little squeeze in the inner thighs here will help you do this. Core muscles fire on. All right, reach to the ceiling, step both feet together. And let's take a forward fold. We'll take this little vinyasa. halfway rise. Circle sweep, pass through that chair pose. Come all the way up and down. All right, step the feet out. I just need a little bit of movement here and up. Little sunflowers, one hand on the chair if you need it, that's okay. And again, push through the feet. One more time. All right, and walk your feet in. Grab a drink of water. Whew, goodness. Get another little balance in here. We'll do that half moon pose standing, and then we'll do it seated, all right? For those of you that know half moon pose and didn't see it the other day, seated is pretty interesting, I think. Okay, so I have my left foot behind the chair, in between the two legs of the chair. Right foot out to the side. I'm going to roll to the toe. Left hand on the chair, and the arm goes up. And I'm going to look down towards the earth to do this. And then as you transfer the weight even more, come to the toe. Maybe lift the toe, flex the foot. What I want you to be sure you have is that toe facing me, okay? It's not facing the ceiling. Lifting that hip, turn the toe to the front. And hold it there. We are going to keep both hands on the chair unless you feel so inclined. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my hand there. Breathing deep. All right, drop that hand to the chair, up nice and tall. Bring that knee in and then turn the toe out. So we're going to stay right here. Hands on the chair. Tree pose. I'm pushing the foot into there. Now, as you begin to think about balance, if you want to drop the heel down, the toe down, that's fine. Otherwise, stay right here. Two hands firmly on the chair. Press that leg in. You're going to work the hamstrings. And so we find our tree pose. You can move the toe downward. You can keep hands on the chair. You can extend into tree pose. Find it, claim it, own it for the day. And find your breath. Release down, step out, wide standing mountain pose. Just come to some stillness for a moment. So we went from half moon pose to tree pose holding to whatever your tree pose was. All right, let's go the other side. So that right foot goes between the two legs of the chair. Left toe out to the side. And that right hand is going to be firmly on the chair. If you feel like you want to let go, go ahead. I'm not going to go there. All right. I'm going to flex the foot and let it leave the earth. And notice the toes facing straight. It's going to want to do this, go to the ceiling, turn the toe to the front, turn that whole body to the front instead of here, right? And we reach. Maybe turn the gaze towards the earth. Squeeze in the glute in that top leg. Come back to your breath and you will find balance. All right, both hands on the chair. Upright your body and bring that foot in first. Resting it here, and then I'm going to rotate it out. You can drop it to the ground if you want to. I just would invite you to just try this right here. I'm squeezing that leg. I have both hands on the chair, nice and tall, working my glutes here to hold this here. Okay, then time to find your tree pose. So maybe the foot goes down, maybe the hands come up, maybe one hand comes up. Find your tree pose for the day. Let's step out with intention. Wide standing mountain pose. Head a little bit, drop the chin towards your chest, look over one shoulder and then the other. All right, let's take the palms to the back wall. We're going to grab one thumb and then slide the knuckles down towards the heels. Squeeze in the shoulder blades. And then if you're able to, maybe lift the hands from the seat, lifting the heart to the ceiling. Be sure you've got the tailbone coming to the ground. I tend to hyperextend here, so tailbone down. Keep the chin tucked and breathe. All right, release. Give yourself a hug, a little stretch across the back. Lovely. Shake out. Grab a drink, let's sit back down. Good work, good work. I would encourage you to try that tree pose at home because you will be surprised how good you'll be a rock star at home. I promise it. You will. And I'm not sure if it's easier in shoes or in bare feet, but I would say try it both ways. You know, when you're in your bare feet, your feet are doing this, and that's a good thing. You're getting the strong feet when the feet are doing this. They're trying to tell your brain, here's how you bounce, here's how you bounce. So try it in your bare feet as well. And seriously, hold on to something and just try it from there. But you'll be a rock star at home, I'm sure. We get 40 people around us. It makes a... I'm sorry. Yes, Marta?
Try it when you're brushing your teeth.
There you go. Huh? All right.
I was used to.
All right. What'd you say? You used to?
I used to.
Yeah, I used to do that too. Good idea, Marta. All right, so now we're going to try seated. I guess I don't take this off yet. Seated. What's the name of it? Help me. Half moon. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you know how we usually stay both sit bones square on the chair. You're out at the end of the seat. Roll over onto that right sit bone. And then almost like you've got to reach something down there at the ground. I want you to fire on those core muscles because here's the next thing we're going to do. See if you can let that left leg float up. Now that chair leg is there, so please feel free to grab hold of it, all right? And then the other thing is maybe we're going to extend that arm up. And why not today? See if you can extend that leg out. Let's come out of this nice and slow. And all the way back up. Isn't that fun? Great oblique work here to do this. So here we go. It's like you say something on the ground you want to reach. So roll over. And grab the chair if that feels better to you. You're still working those obliques. And then we're going to let that foot lift up. And the arm. And maybe the leg comes forward. Navel towards the spine. Really fire on the core muscles. Release the shoulders away from your ears. Yeah. All right, let's slowly come out of this. I feel like that's just all about muscle in your core. It's not so much about balance. It's mostly about muscle because you can still hold on to this, but you're still working those core muscles. We're going to take a little twist and see if we can release that. Nice and tall. Slide your hand through the back of the chair maybe if that's accessible and pull that right shoulder back a little more. And then we'll go the other way. All right, so walk that right foot out to the right. I'm going to rest my elbow and reach up to the ceiling. Maybe let it float over a little bit more to get even better side stretch there. And come right back up. Oh, I know what we didn't do on the other side. Get it here. Lock it back in. Paul's not here. He will send me an email and say, here's what you forgot. I just love it. What is in his brain that makes him remember that? I don't know. All right. So as I do this, I sort of sink a little heavier into that sit bone there. Drop the hand down. And then lift that elbow. Maybe turn your gaze a little more skyward. Keep breathing. All right, release both feet, walk in, hands on the back of the chair. Turning the elbows towards the back of the chair. I'm just gonna sink into my heel, the heel of my hand just a little bit here. And then lifting the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades in. I want you to keep the chin tucked so nobody drops the head back and passes out. All right, and then back to the front. We're gonna slide down the other way. So hinge at the hip first, leading with the heart, and then hollow that belly, navel right towards the spine. I'm going to slide down a little bit. Now you decide how deep you want to take this. You may want to be careful if you not to let the head fall below the heart. Maybe that is part of your practice, so move into that. It's up to you entirely, but breathe into the back ribs here. I think you'll feel that low back open up even more when you take that deep breath into the back ribs. All right. Fire on the core muscles. We're going to roll the spine right back up. I'm lifting up on that leg. Let's get that piriformis stretch in here. You know, if this is a part of your practice, please don't feel like you have to do this. You can always take the leg down. The foot stays flexed. Support it, open it up, whatever you want, but we have to straighten that back. So roll that low back forward, sit nice and tall. And there's your stretch. You want to take it a little deeper, maybe a little waterfall with your hands, maybe forward fold. You find your own figure 4 stretch here. It's a great one. Close your eyes. Using your breath, see if you can let the muscles in the hips just relax so they will lengthen. One more breath. All right, let's go the other way. Same thing, ease into it here. Keep that foot flexed, supporting it, opening it up. Breathe. I have to concentrate on breathing and letting it relax, so do the same. And release. This time let's slide both feet out, heels on the ground, toes to the ceiling. If this is uncomfortable or you're afraid you're going to fall out, put the soles of the feet on the ground. I have hold of the chair. I'm going to point the elbows back. Same thing, just lift the heart. This I would call reverse plank. And then release. Feet on the ground. Give yourself a hug. Deep breath. Any stretch you feel like you need to get now, go ahead. We're going to roll back to the back of the seat. And the legs out in front. Sit away from the chair for a little bit and just a little ankle and toe work. When you're home in bare feet, give your toes a wiggle. I'm going to add my fingers and my wrist to it as well. And then fold the hands all the way over, all the way to the base of your fingers there. Give them a good squeeze. And then switch and put the other thumb on top. Sheesh, I got stuck in there. All right. And then release. And then rub the nail beds of your thumb. And then the fingers. Keeping your legs up there. Giving the legs a little more workout. All right. And then all the way back. Roll into the back of the seat. Open your eyes really wide. Scrunch your face up. And then just let your face relax. Your teeth unclench. Settle back in. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you a little bit there. It's going to put that heart up just ever so slight higher. Going to lift the mood a little bit. Now start to feel that front body sink to the back body. And begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your hands out wide. Stretch them palms up. My goodness, today I am so grateful for. Label it. Wrap your hands around that. Drop your chin to your chest. Gratitude turns everything we have into enough. And so with a grateful heart, namaste.
Namaste.
All right, who got a little antsy in the meditation?